up, y'all? How's it going? It's
We
Wednesday night.
We are live.
We are live up in this.
We can move it up.
Oh, Christina's jumping in.
Hey.
What's up, everybody?
Happy Wednesday.
What is up, everybody?
How we doing?
I like that purple shirt, Isaiah.
Oh, thanks. It has Macho Man Randy Savage. It's a wrestling shirt. So, yeah. Oh, thanks. It has
Yo, what is that? What is that wrestling? What is that wrestler?
Randy Savage? You don't know who Randy Savage is?
I don't know nothing about wrestling.
Well,
He's savage.
Randy Savage, he's a savage.
He sounds savage.
All you need to know. I see Michael Stevens is saying what's up. Seeing Maya saying what's up. What's up, y'all? Jade and Joel.
Joel, how's it going,
Shout
everybody?
out to our homies.
Shout out. It's good to see y'all here. So,
It's officially episode 5 of the series.
yes, also we're trying this new thing out where we have this more professional media going on. I love it.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's going to be a good night, y'all. I'm excited. Everybody's in the house. Oh, Antioch Fort Worth kids are in the house.
Yes.
Joel's here. Abe's here. Albright girls are here.
Oh, Lauren's here.
Lauren, what? Your wife is here?
Lawson.
Yeah. She's
Wow.
walking the dog and watching Wednesday Live at the same time.
Yo, Joel's eating sorbet. I'm
Oh, nice.
jealous, man.
That's so
Where's your
awesome.
bag?
Mike is here. Wow.
That's awesome. Wow. We got some homies in the house.
Welcome.
It's gonna be a good night.
Yeah, man. So while you guys are in the comments, let us know what tricky questions we should answer next month. Next month, right?
Next month, yeah. What are we gonna do next month?
What we got to do?
Stories are endless.
What y'all need us to do next month? Also, while they're putting that in the comments, Graydon, show them what this new kind of thing does with the comments. I'm pretty sure they're hearing what's going on.
Let's throw up Esther. Esther's drinking hot cocoa right now.
Whoa, look at that.
For that,
Wow.
Esther.
Amazing. Shout out to Esther.
Shout out to Esther.
Breaking news, Lauren never changed her YouTube name.
Also, she's never changed her picture.
Apparently.
See that
That's an awesome throwback. You're amazing, Lauren.
I like those bangs.
Oh.
Let's see, what else have we got? We got the Antioch. So Antioch Fort Worth kids. I guess this is Micah. Micah is posing as the entire kids ministry right now. But he's giving a shout out to Abe. Abe, we're glad that you're here.
So glad you're here.
Abe's really been on point in these YouTube lives.
Yeah.
He's been throwing out a lot of jokes, and he's been a lot at my expense, a lot at Isaiah's expense, but it's been really funny. So,
But
I was going to lose last week.
He's also asked great questions, had great thoughts.
Yes.
yeah,
You know?
true.
He's the man.
I want to just go ahead and say that it is a special day, everyone.
Yes.
It is Earth Day.
Earth Day.
Wow.
Happy Earth Day, everybody.
Earth Day.
Wow. This is a big deal, everyone. We are from Earth. This is our day.
What are you doing to celebrate Earth Day, Greg?
Earth Day.
Oh, wow. I don't know how to use this thing. The question is, how are you celebrating Earth Day? How are you celebrating, Isaiah?
Oh, me? I'm living on the earth, man. That's how I'm celebrating.
That's really important. I'm really glad that you're doing that.
I'm living on the earth. Outside.
Me and Natalie pressed flowers today. We went and picked some wildflowers, made some magnets. So that's how we celebrated Earth Day.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually like a real Earth Day celebration.
Yeah.
I'm impressed. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Was that for Earth Day?
It was all Natalie's
just
idea.
Wow.
Just kidding. No, I mean, mix.
Let's see. What are our people doing for Earth Day? First of all, Esther, thank you. Thank you for showing your excitement for a very important day.
Jade took it up a notch, though.
Jade, woo woo. Yes, we love this earth because who created this earth, Isaiah?
Jesus.
Yes, well, God as a whole, not just Jesus, also the Father and the Holy Spirit, but yes.
Yeah.
Let's see. Chloe's saying baby name. Are we about to drop that information?
Chloe has changed a lot this quarantine.
Yeah, Dwight has
Last
officially.
I saw Chloe, she did not look like that.
Officially entered this. Abe planted a bunch of sod. That's a great Earth Day celebration.
Wow.
I like that.
Wow.
Yeah, it looks like we have a lot of baby name votes up in here. So the people want it. Oh, Abe, what? Before you planted sod, you were littering?
No.
What is this? What is this? What is this? I'm outraged.
He's
recycling and picking up the trash.
Way to go, Esther.
Give yourself a pat on the back, Esther. We need more people like you. Less people like Abe. Let's see. Oh, wow. Maya's entire patio is filled with plants. She lives in a jungle.
Wow, congratulations.
I didn't know that jungles were so close to Fort Worth. It's pretty impressive.
Very impressive.
Is it kind of like a Jumanji situation or what? I'm interested. The Albrights hunted for worms.
Wow.
Interesting.
Wow.
Did you relocate them or?
Yeah, I don't know.
What?
I don't know.
Okay.
Oh, Ian's in the house. What's up, Ian?
Hey.
He said hello, everyone. All of them.
Everyone.
Every single person on planet Earth because it's Earth Day. Oh, exciting. Exciting. Wow. I'm just excited that everybody is here to celebrate, because what is Earth Day without its celebrations,
Exactly.
I think that we need more holidays that are full of celebrating. Why not Earth Day? Why not?
Why not?
Why not?
Why not?
I mean, seems like a good idea.
A very good idea.
Well, at this point, we're going to do some announcements. We haven't done announcements very much on these things, but there are some important announcements for us to share with y'all because, there's this thing called COVID-19 coronavirus. It goes by many names. And so there are some important things for us, and there are some sad things that I need to tell you right now. So bear with me because there is joy around the corner. But I need to go ahead and just talk about this summer. So as many of you have probably been wondering, we've been thinking about summer and youth camp and mission trip and all that kind of stuff. Oh, by the way, yes, I did get a haircut. Thank you, Ian. Thank you for noticing. Christina did this haircut.
I did. Against my will.
Woo. She did a great job. Anyway, back to the bad news. So for this summer, there's two things we need to talk about, youth camp and the mission trip. As far as youth camp, it's not officially canceled, okay? We are waiting on Latham Springs to hear about a potential new time that we can go later in the summer. But at this point, we honestly have zero answers, okay? And so I don't know if we're going to have youth camp as we all know and love it. Yes, that is very
sad.
Love camp is probably the most favorite thing that we do every single year. But right now, we just don't know what it's going to look like because, camp last year we had 500 people at camp. And I don't know about you, but I didn't do a lot of social distancing, okay?
There's a lot of germ spreading.
A lot of germs. And the camp itself, we're just not sure what they're going to allow us to do, right? So at this point, it's not going to happen June 4th through 7th, and it may not happen at all. But I want to tell you that. And then to the mission trip, we have decided to cancel the New Orleans mission trip as well. And this really hurts my heart because I love mission trips. I love going out and sharing the gospel with you guys. And I was really excited about New Orleans. But at this point, it seems like the best idea for us to focus on being here at home together. And here's the good news is that we're hoping that this summer some regulations open up and we're allowed to do a little bit more together. And we are really hoping that this summer we can do something really, really special with just us here in Fort Worth. Because at that point, we're not going to have been together for a really long time. And I'm hoping that we can put together a really fun, kind of like almost retreat at home that we can put together to really spend time together, build community up again. Because, man, it's going to, at that point, it will have been 3-4 months probably since we really had a sense of normalcy. And so while that is really sad news, I think that there's cause to be excited because, you know, when we have a new opportunity, when God gives us new opportunities, we might just discover things that we would never do normally, right? We're discovering a little bit about that right now. We would never do digital ministry, but we're discovering some really cool things about it right now because we're forced into it. And so this summer, I'm hoping that we can put together a really, really fun Fort Worth experience for our junior high and our high school that will allow us to really press into Jesus, have fun together, and do things that we would always, do before. It seemed normal, but now they're really special. So that's kind of the breaking news for you, is that we're planning to do a summer that we've never done before, but I really believe that it's going to be fun, that God's going to meet us there, and that it's going to be a good news after all. But that's me. I'm a positivity person, okay?
And I'm a realist. So that is all depending on whether or not we are allowed to meet together.
Yes.
Nothing set in stone. That is the tentative plan for now. So there is a chance that we would not be able to meet together and we wouldn't be able to do anything this summer. But that is not what we're praying for. We're praying that we are able to meet together and that we're able to do something really awesome and special and fun.
That's right. If you've ever been on a mission trip with us, you know that we do this a lot.
Yes.
Stay flexible.
Yeah.
All right? COVID-19 is the ultimate stay flexible message, okay?
So no joke.
Nothing is written in stone at all. And if it is, then we take those tablets of stone and we crush them on the ground like Moses, because everything might change tomorrow. Okay, so we don't know what it's going to be like, but we're going to try as hard as we can. We're going to be as creative as possible in order to have a really fun summer experience for us. So I like the positivity in the comments here. We got Esther saying, let's do it. We got some yeses. We got some noises. We got some sounds cools. And so, hey, we're going to figure out something fun to do here. The other announcement I just wanted to say is that, you know, before all this started going down, we were in the middle of the Nathan Initiative and talking about the Nathan Initiative. And if you don't know what that is, basically we are a people who are a Nathan people. And Nathan in Hebrew means given or give. And so we're a people who are given to God and given for others. And we were part of this really cool opportunity where our church was flexing its generosity and giving so that we could do even more ministry here and so that we could redo the auditorium. And so I wanted everyone to know that we are still a Nathan people. Even in the midst of this, we're a Nathan people. We are given to God and we're given for others. That's why we're laying down our lives for each other. That's why we're still doing community even when we're apart. And we're continuing to give too. And so I want to just encourage you. I was so proud of you guys at the commitment night, the way that you committed to saying, yes, I'm in. I'm going to be given to God. And I want to encourage you, continue to give. Give to the church. You can send in an envelope. You can do it online. Continue to give. And maybe during this time, you can check around your room and say, man, there's a lot of stuff I'm not actually using. I don't really care about. Sell that stuff and give it to the Nathan Initiative. We want to still be a people who are allowing God to let our generosity flow. And the new auditorium is still on, even if some of the timeline might be changing. All right. It might be pushed back a little bit. Originally, we were confident that it was going to happen pretty soon, but we might have to push it back a little bit, but the plans are still on. We're still going for it. And really, it's an exciting time still at Antioch and to be a Nathan people. So let's keep pressing in. And I'd love to hear just testimonies from you guys. How are y'all continuing to be shaped by this Nathan message and being shaped into a generous people? So I want to hear some testimonies and let me know what God's stirring in you. But anyway, those are a couple of announcements for you. And they weren't all good, but hey, that's all right. We're gonna press into Jesus and we're gonna be a community no matter what. You cannot stop. You cannot contain the church. All right. So no matter what happens, we are the church and we're God's people together. So
that's right.
All right. Well, let's do just some personal updates here. Isaiah, what's been going on in your life? What's something that you've learned this week? What's something that you've been up to?
I'm learning that I'm a better cook than what I thought I was.
I've been seeing that on Instagram.
Yeah, me and Lauren both like
Good meal.
are flexing right now. We made like these corn tacos earlier. They were like some of the best tacos I've ever had in my life. Like they were like restaurant quality tacos. And if you know Lauren is like she only eats restaurant quality Tex-Mex food. So yeah, that's good. And I'm gonna try cinnamon rolls tomorrow morning. So I can make homemade cinnamon rolls tomorrow. Yeah,
that's awesome. Are you gonna like stick those in the mail and send them to some people?
Sure, why not?
Some people.
I'm gonna try it. Come on.
Oh yeah, to me.
Hey, yo, tomorrow is my last official day of the diet.
Woo!
Then we're gonna have cinnamon rolls every morning for breakfast.
Free balling.
There you go. There you go. They're good. I'll come over and you can like quarantine me in the kitchen, like put a bunch of plastic up and I can cook them for you. I'll jump out the window. So then, yeah, we got it.
Have you ever cooked cinnamon rolls in a waffle iron?
Yes, I have done that before, and they are delicious.
So fast, it's amazing.
Shout out to Maya. She just did homemade cinnamon rolls
in the jungle.
In the jungle, in the wild. So if you're real, Isaiah, your cinnamon rolls will come from the jungle.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
That's pretty cool, though, man. You're a good cook, huh? I've been seeing some good stuff on there. I feel like when we're all stuck at home, like when you ask someone how things are going, it's really more like recounting the time in between meals. It's kind of like, I mean, I'm just trying to get to the next meal, honestly. You know what I mean? Like
Not for me because I hate the dishes.
I define my day now by what I ate.
Yeah.
You know, and I did that before too, but now it's even more important because it's like, what else did I really do today? You know?
Well, the deal is about eating good stuff right now is like, you might as well eat the best things that you want right at this moment because you can't go anywhere. You can't really do anything else. Like the only like external joy that you're getting right now other than Jesus is eating. So
that's true. That's true. Hey, Elijah's dropping some yeast information on you. So use an active dry yeast. Okay.
Okay.
It's helpful.
You got it?
Yes, I got it. I see it. Thanks for the tips, y'all.
Thank you.
Thanks for the tips.
Thank you, Elijah. Thank you. You're making Isaiah an even better cook.
The Stones is not a bake, so I would take that advice.
Yeah, actually, I guess cinnamon rolls is baking, not cooking.
Yeah.
I just said you're a good cook, but in this instance, you're going to be a good baker.
Yeah, I have not proved my baking skills yet. I tried biscuits a couple weeks ago, and they were the worst things in the world. So,
Yo, fun fact though, I was the baker. I was the baker in Beauty and the Beast in high school.
The baker.
You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? When Belle comes out in that first song and she talks to the baker, that was me. Good morning, Belle. See, I can pull those lines out.
Your voice is much lower now than it was.
Yeah, it was more like, "Good morning, Belle."
Someday, Isaiah, I need to give you like all of our old high school productions, and you just need to make a collage, conglomeration collage called like video.
Yeah,
you know, of all of just Graydon being so young.
Yo, also I was the suit of armor in the castle, in the Beast's castle. So you know what? I was, for all intents and purposes, I was the lead role. Okay, they didn't know I was real. You know, they just thought it was a suit of armor, and I started moving. Oh, that was awesome. Lily, thank you. Wait, I clicked the wrong one. Graydon, yeah, that's right. I love that affirmation. I had a good musical career. Also, can I just say, I sent this out to the high schoolers, but I mentioned this the other day, but Elijah Cox, he showed up to Life Group the other day looking exactly
so much
like me.
High school Graydon.
High school. Can you show that picture?
Let's see if it'll show.
Like, what is this? Oh my gosh, he had the same outfit I had on.
Great. Oh, Graydon is no.
Okay.
This is Graydon. This is Elijah. Graydon, Elijah. Isn't that crazy?
Pretty wild. So Elijah, thank you for bringing on the tradition of high school boys having Justin Bieber hair and blue sweatshirts.
It's not really Justin Bieber hair anymore.
What kind of
Justin
hair is
Bieber's
it?
hair is not like that.
What kind of hair is it? I mean,
I don't know. We got to find a different celebrity.
okay,
It's not
in the
Justin Bieber
comments, please tell us, what is Justin Bieber hair now? Whose hair
What
is
is it called now?
What is it called? Tell us. Also,
Keep us cool.
shout out to Liren. Liren is the best cook in the world. She makes Magnolia biscuits, and they're delicious.
Wow.
Please
Take some of those too.
Please invite us over.
All the biscuits and bread and cinnamon rolls.
Excuse me, Elijah Stones. There was no witchcraft involved in that picture. Thank you very much.
I think
oh my gosh. That's the new thing. That's the new word.
Oh my gosh.
That's the new word.
I like it more, honestly.
Am I hosh?
Oh my gosh.
Seriously though, I mean that picture that freaked me out. And when I saw him, I thought of that picture exactly. So I scrolled back on my Facebook. Don't do that. There's a lot of weird pictures in there. You know, weird high school Graydon.
You should definitely do it. You should all do it. Benny.
Okay, let's keep moving. We're talking about biscuits along cinnamon rolls. Personal update. We haven't given a personal update.
Personal update.
Maybe we should share the name of our baby.
Maybe that should be our whole update.
Nah.
Why?
I like to drag this on. You know, I like to drag it on and like see what happens.
So rude. I was like so prepared.
I might hosh. He's not gonna share it. Okay, I'm down. You ready?
Ready.
What are we doing? Are we saying it on like 1, 2, 3 and like saying it?
Ready. You go first. You say it.
Why? No. Let's do the thing where we like I say one word or one name, you say the next name, and then we say the nickname together.
Okay.
Isn't that sweet?
Weird.
Oh wow. Oh, the people are excited. Please.
I'm so excited for this.
I keep hitting yours because you were commenting. Tell us the name. It is a beagle. What? Elijah? Okay, anyway. Are we ready? We're doing this?
Yeah.
Okay. Here's the name.
Her name is.
Is.
I'm just gonna say it.
Okay, you just say it. You don't like my creative idea.
Okay, go ahead.
No, again. No, you say it.
No, you hang
on.
Oh my
No, you say it.
We're so annoying right now.
We're so annoying. Everybody just left. I'm sure of it. Everyone left and unsubscribed. The name is going to be Margaret Jane, and we're going to call her Maggie.
Oh.
Maggie Jones. Maggie Jane Jones. So we're super excited. Cute name, cute baby. I mean, we don't know that. She might be ugly, but I think she's going to be cute. Okay, you said earlier that you were the realist, and I'm just being we had a really cute first one. We don't know about the second one, okay? I think that she's going to be very cute.
She's going to be very cute.
Maggie Jane. She's awesome. Yeah, so we didn't name her after the baby and Daniel Tiger. Just FYI.
Natalie thinks we did.
Baby Margaret.
It's fine.
We didn't do that. We may be accused of that, but it's not true. So, yes, everyone's so excited in the comments. Oh my goodness. Too adorable. She's kicking along right now.
Oh, look, Elijah's so nice. Elijah's our new favorite.
Even if we're fine, we will still love her.
Me too, Elijah. Me too.
Wow, horrifying. That's a strong word, man. Oh yeah, that's true. Mine did say Magnolia. So
we did consider it for a second, and then we were like,
she might take credit for that one.
No.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't Magnolia? Isn't Ivy? Isn't your little sister's name Magnolia? And y'all call her Maggie?
Yeah, we got a Magnolia in the church. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's a very cute name.
Yeah. We're started. Maggie Jane.
Maggie Jane.
All right, enough of these shenanigans, everybody.
Get it out of here.
It's time to talk about the Lord.
All right. Let's do it.
We're ready.
And we can still be happy and excited. So hopefully you got a chance to watch the teaching this morning. We're talking about a subject that is called, how can I discover my calling and purpose? This is an important question. This is an important question that all people ask at some point And you've probably been asked it before. You've probably asked it of yourself. You've probably called out to God saying, God, what am I here for? What am I made for? Right. And so we had to just talk about it, because it can be a tricky question, right? It can be a tricky question because it's like, how do I really know? How do I actually discover this? Because there's 7 billion people out here on planet Earth, #Earth Day, and all of them have a purpose. All of them have a calling, right? If God really has a calling for everybody, so how am I supposed to discover mine? And so I think this is a big question for us. And so took some time to talk about it in the video. If you didn't get a chance to watch it yet, make sure you watch it and share it with some friends. But I think it's important that we talk about this, because I really do believe that God has a calling for everybody. If I believe that God created every person in His own image, then I know that there's a calling and a purpose that He has in mind for them. And so that's why we got to talk about it. So we're going to give some of our thoughts, our takeaways. I'd love to hear from you guys. What's the hardest part for you about discovering your calling? What's the thing that most intimidates you? Is it hearing God? Is it picking and choosing from all the different things that you want to do? Is it because your calling seems really hard? I don't know. What is the hardest part for you about discovering your calling? And we want to try and answer some of those questions. We're also going to take some time to just share a little bit about some things about our calling and how we discovered our calling and some ways that God spoke to us. And so throw those questions. I'm going to put it down here at the bottom so you can watch it. But throw those questions in the comments, and we'll try to get to them. But Isaiah, you want to just kind of take us away a little bit here and talk about calling and purpose and how you've experienced that?
Yeah, man. I think like we all have a calling and a purpose. Like everybody does. I don't think that we just have we're just on this earth to just do whatever. And I think that kind of stems from my belief that I don't think that things just happen. Like I think that everything has a plan, everything has a goal, an end goal, everything has something. So there's no way that anybody's put on this earth for no reason. So everybody has a reason to do something. But what is that reason? That's the $1 million question. And I know for me growing up, it was like I grew up in church and I loved music from like my earliest memory. I loved music. I wanted to actually play organ and piano in church. I didn't want to play bass, but they needed a bass player. So my piano teacher was also the music minister at my church. So he was like, hey, I need a bass player. So you're my youngest student right now. So definitely this is what you're going to do. So that was kind of like my music type of my life that kind of came together. But then there was another mentor that I had when I was maybe 12 or 13. We went to a summer camp once, and he looked at me and he said, I believe that you can do ministry. He's like, I think that you have a big heart for people and that you have what it takes to lead people and that to be a natural born leader. So I think like for me, it was just kind of what you were saying in the video of like the words that people were speaking into me was like showing me my purpose and my calling. And I think that's the best advice I can give for somebody who's young and looking for their calling is like get people in their life that are older, who are wise and who are walking with the Lord so that they can have that kind of voice in your life to do that. But it's not always like easy. Like I didn't get told those things at like 12 and 13 that I was going to like be a musician or be a minister. And then the next day, that's what I was. Like I love the story of David when I think about purpose and calling. Like he was anointed to be king before he fought Goliath. Like he was anointed to be king, and the next sentence is like he went back out to the sheep and he was just working out there. So it was a public thing that people knew that he was going to be the next king, but it wasn't his time yet. And so I think that it was like I had to take that story to heart when I was young. I think I was like 15, 16, and I had to realize like, okay, yeah, those words that were spoken to me at 11 and 12, they might not come right away, but I have to be faithful in kind of what God is doing in my life right now.
That's good, man.
So yeah, it's just like having peace right now and like understanding like we're going to take every day by day and every season by season. and it's just going to be God's got it, and it's going to be okay. And I trust God that He's going to lead me exactly where He needs to be. Or I don't think He would tease me from callings, and I don't think He would tease me with those words. So I know that His word is true, and that everything that's going on right now is like part of His plan to get me to the ultimate calling, which I wouldn't be prepared for that calling unless I went through what I went through. So.
Yeah, that's good, man. Yeah, I like this question from Abe. Can you have more than one calling? And then a kind of a follow-up question: can they change? I think that's a great question, man. I think that at this, I think yes and no, because I think that we discover more about our calling as we live, as we grow, as we mature. It's not necessarily that God keeps changing your calling, like He's trying to give you whiplash because you don't know what you're doing and all that. I think that we just discover more as we grow, and that we don't see the full picture. I think that God is a call in your life from the moment that you exist, or actually before you existed, that He had a calling on your life, and maybe more than one, and actually probably more than one. But I think that we just discover them as we go. So I think that's important to be paying attention and asking God, what is my calling? Is this still my calling? Is there something new that you've called me to do? But I also think it's helpful to make a distinction between calling and assignment. We talked a little bit about that in the video. Because in general, calling is kind of something that doesn't change, whereas your assignment can change all the time. So a calling is like, this is what you do. Like, this is what you were made to do. And an assignment is like where you're carrying out your calling. So, like, for instance, for me, I could say one calling in my life is to invest in the next generation, is to raise up the next generation to know and love Jesus. That's a calling. That's not going to change my whole life. All throughout my life, as a dad, as a youth pastor, as whatever else, I'm going to be trying to invest in the next generation. That's not going to change. But my assignment, where I carry that out, is going to be different throughout my life. So when I was in college, that was like mostly through, discipling younger college students. It's like not really the next generation, but it's a little bit younger than me. And then it was as a volunteer in this youth ministry. And then it became as a youth pastor in this youth ministry. And then I became a dad, so I had more opportunity. And now we work at a department and do apartment life where we invest in young kids who live here too. So lots of different assignments, but all the same calling. So I think if we can make a distinction in that, then that's really helpful for us, because then we're not always freaking out about calling, or what if my calling changes? It's like, hold on to your calling, but know that your assignment might change, and be ready for God to ask you to change your assignment even. So great question. Yeah, great question. Another question in here from Jade. How do you know you are walking out in God's calling for you?
Great question.
It's a great question. And probably most Christians are kind of wondering that, right? Am I really doing what God called me to do?
Yeah.
And so I think that, there's several ways, and I'd love to hear y'all's take on it too, but I think there's several ways that you can understand if you're doing that. I think, primarily, are you connecting with Jesus? Like, is it life-giving? Or what you're doing, is it leading you closer to Jesus? Is it making you love Jesus more? Is there spiritual fruit coming out of your life? Like, is the fruit of the Spirit happening when you're doing what you're doing? What are people, how are they receiving you? Are people, just keep telling you, I'm so glad that you're doing this. I'm so glad that you're here. When you do this, it's good. When you do this, I experience God. Then that's probably a good sign that you're walking out in God's calling for your life, because you're getting some really good feedback and you're seeing God move. It's kind of this idea of, where is God already working? That's where I want to work, because that's where God's already moving, rather than, I'm going to do this thing, and then God, I hope you bless it, right? So if God's already working there and you're a part of that, then you can be pretty sure that you're walking at least a part of your calling. It may not be the fullness, but most people don't get to the fullness right away, right? We kind of journey with God in that.
Yeah, two things I would say is, one, Isaiah touched on it earlier, is have wise people in your life and allow them to speak into your life. And for all of you right now, that's your parents. Allow your parents to speak into your life, and don't just discount everything they say. When they say, hey, you are a fantastic servant, or I can really see compassion in you when your siblings are down, or whatever. Take note of those things, because they're farther along in walking in their calling, and they're able to look back at you and see, kind of identify those things in you. And so parents, people who disciple you, youth leaders, teachers, all kinds of people that you can even ask them if you want to, hey, what do you see on me that makes people love Jesus more? Or what do you see in me that comes really naturally? We tend to have a really hard time seeing ourselves accurately. And so something that's really, really helpful is just to ask people, invite people in on that. And I mean, once people say things, take it to the Lord and ask him, God, is this a part of my calling? And then the other thing I would say is, I think we tend to overthink calling and purpose a lot of times. And we want to have like one sentence that is like our life's calling as soon as possible. And it is so much more like what Graydon was saying, just a journey with the Lord of finding out what's my calling. And even as Graydon was investing in the next generation, I don't know that he had that verbiage of this is my calling, to say my calling is to invest in the next generation. And so it's really important to get to know the voice of the Lord and invite God in. And as you're doing things that you love, or as you're figuring out how you love serving or whatever, take those things to the Lord and ask God, Lord, if this is a part of my calling, would you give me some language for it, and journal about it, and keep track of it, because you're going to be able to look back in years to come, like Graydon's able to, and say, oh, now I see how those things I was doing, me saying yes to God, was actually serving my purpose and my calling.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And it's not always something we know right away.
Yep. We have a good question here from Maria. Just plain and simple. How do we find out our calling, right? Like, just how do we do it? So I want to share a little bit about my story with that, and then we'll keep answering some of these other questions. But for me, like Christina said, I didn't have it all figured out. And I said in the video, I really I don't feel equipped to talk about this, honestly, because it's a big struggle. And it took me a long time to figure out what I wanted to do. Came into college having absolutely no idea. I know so many people, even in the comments right now, people are sharing what they want to do. I had no idea. I would make up stuff, and I would know I didn't believe it at all, because people would always ask, like, what do you want to do? And I just feel like I needed to give them an answer. And so I think, for me, looking back, it's a lot more clear than what it was in the middle of it. Mm-hmm. And I think that, I see that all throughout Scripture, that people were just trying as hard as they could to follow Jesus, but in the moment, things were not pretty, right? I mean, the Bible is full of mistakes. It's full of people missing it. Yeah, I think it's because it's pretty hard. But I do think that there were some things that I did that really helped. And one thing is like Christina said, learning to hear the voice of God. I mean, the moments where I really felt like God spoke calling over my life, it was in the moments where I would give God time and space to speak, yeah. and taking a prayer day, taking a whole day and just pray. I mean, I feel really radical for a lot of us, but man, God's going to speak if you do that. There's this one room at TCU that I love to go to whenever I do a prayer day. It's on the 3rd floor of the Blue. It's looking out over the campus. And that's just like my prayer spot. Me and Eric Hughes back in the day used to go and pray for our college ministry in that room. And it was places like that. It was, spending a few hours in prayer and just listening and asking God these questions. That's where I felt like a lot of this happened. Paying attention to the scriptures that were just fresh, that I felt like, man, God, this isn't just another scripture. Like, this is what makes my heart burn. Yeah. Like, this is what I want to do, Those were some of the moments that really stuck out to me. And looking back on it, it became so much more clear. And then I'll just, this one verse, Matthew 25:21, Jesus is telling a parable, but in the parable, the master says to the servant, you've been faithful over little, and now I will set you over much. Now enter into the joy of your master. And that was a game changer for me in college, because I knew if I don't know exactly what my calling is, I can at least just say yes and be faithful to what I am over right now. And I believe that it's a principle that God will set me over more, that he'll give me more opportunity. But the key is to say yes when he gives you the opportunity, right? So if you're faithful in little, then you're gonna start to learn the voice of God, and you're gonna know a little bit more and more of what you're really called to do. And then when the next opportunity comes up, just be a default yes, like just yes, I'm just gonna do it, even if like, well, I never had like that vision where God said exactly you're gonna do this at this time. You don't need that. If God just gives you an opportunity and you feel like it's in line with what you've been faithful in, then just go for it. And so throughout college, I started getting more and more opportunity to lead in the church, and I found out I really loved that. And so I led in really small capacities. I led a life group that was tiny, and then I did some other stuff. I kind of helped out with a mission trip, things like that. And I didn't know where it was going, but I just knew I can be faithful, and God will be faithful to me and give me opportunity for more. And so opportunities just kept happening, and so I kept saying yes. And all throughout that process, I had these scriptures like Isaiah 61:1 just really close to my heart. I had these words one time in a prayer time. I felt like God said that he wanted me to be a best man, and I was like, what does that mean? And I actually felt like it took me to John 3, where John the Baptist is kind of talking about that. I didn't say best man because I think that's a modern term, but he said he was talking about a guy at a wedding and how he treats the groom. And so I was like, Lord, what does that mean? And I felt like God said the role of a best man is to elevate the groom and to highlight the beauty of the bride. It's kind of this role that you're elevating both of them. And so I felt like that was for me to elevate Jesus and all that I do, and then to highlight the beauty of the bride of Christ, the church, And so that has been a guiding thing for me too. So all throughout the process, I never felt like I had the answer, but I just kept pursuing Jesus and giving him time and space to speak. And I think that's a huge thing. Man, I love all the comments here talking about things that you feel called to. I love all that. So keep sharing that. And then I think I saw Ava commenting here about calling to musical theater, music, leadership, special needs, but I'm not sure how to use these gifts for God. Any advice? What advice do we have for Ava?
I think for me, like, just being married to Lauren and like knowing how much like musical theater and how much music does for people to bring peace and bring joy in people's lives. Like, I think that those are definitely big things that can be used for the glory of God. Like, honestly, and it might not even necessarily be like talking about like Jesus explicitly in everything that you're doing, but there can be forms of beauty that point you to Christ. Like, I believe that all beauty like points you to Jesus, because you're asking like, why is this so beautiful? Or like, what can be like described as like this beauty thing? And like, it points to Jesus. It points right back to him. And then the other part of what she said was working with leadership and working with special needs. It's like, those are such big servant jobs that you're going to need. Like, I read this book once that was not a Christian book, and he was a CEO of like one of these like Fortune 500 companies, and he was getting super stressed out. He was not like leading his company well, and he was told to go to this like camp where he had to be like a monk for like 2 weeks or something. Couldn't have his phone, had to wake up at 5 a.m., went to bed at 11 p.m. And they had like different like motivational meetings and stuff. But the whole purpose of the book was be like Jesus. Like, it was kind of crazy how much like every single topic that they talked about, they kind of just ripped it out of the ministry of Jesus. So if you want to like lead and serve people, those gifts are definitely going to be used to the glory of God. Because of how much like God has empowered you to be a great servant, because we're modeled after the perfect servant. We're modeled after the perfect leader, who is Jesus. So those things are awesome things to do for God's glory. What are your?
Yeah, I would say, Ava, for you specifically, because I know you're already involved in a lot of those things, just be faithful in inviting God in, as you're going to rehearsal, or as you're going to help out with special needs people, whatever you're doing that you feel like is God's calling, invite him into those places. And then don't forget to process those things after you leave. Ask God, okay, God, how did you feel like that went? Where could I have stepped up? What could I do more of? How can you use this for even more in my life? Are you need more or one specific? And I just think that is something that's so simple, but it goes hand in hand with learning the voice of the Lord and not relying on yourself to find your own purpose and your own calling, because it could possibly look totally different than what you think it's going to look like. And oftentimes it does, but inviting God in and practicing listening to him in the middle of those things, it's really, really going to help you identify what pieces of those God is really calling you to, and what your purpose is in all of it.
Yep. Good. Okay. Last couple thoughts here. And then we're going to do a little competition here. One thing is that, God is always speaking, but the question is whether or not we're listening, whether or not we are putting ourselves in a position to hear him. The issue is not with God. It's most of the time with our distractions. Yep. And I heard a sermon recently, and the pastor was talking about Where's Waldo? I don't know if anyone's done Where's Waldo in the past, but he talked about how if you look at Waldo, if you see Waldo just walking down the street, he stands out a lot. He is not trying to blend in. He's got red, he's got white, he's got an interesting look. Waldo is very easy to see. The problem's not with Waldo. The problem is with the distractions around Waldo, right? And it's a lot like that with God, that his voice, it's not the problem. It's the distractions that we have around us, and there are so many distractions. And here's the thing about God is that he's not really interested in competing with what entertains you. He wants relationship with you. He wants to pursue you, and he will be true to himself. And so he's got a still small voice, and he wants to press in. And so he's not going to compete with all the media in your life. He's not going to compete with all the apps that you like. He's not going to compete with all the friends that are a bad influence that you like. He's going to speak. The question is, are we putting ourselves in a position to hear him? And then the last thing is that I love all this stuff with all these, callings y'all feel right now. It's amazing. And I just want to affirm that the kingdom of God is for everywhere, right? That some callings are not better than other callings, that ministry callings are not better than non-ministry callings. And this whole idea of secular being different than sacred, that the church and society are separated, that's just a bunch of made up just junk. Because God is interested in every single part of this world, #Earth Day, because he created it, and he created people, and he created societies. And so he wants us to be deeply embedded in every single area of human creation, because it's his creation. And so these callings that you're talking about, these are ministry callings, because God wants you to be in things like musical theater. He wants you to be in things like linguistics, and he wants you to be in things like special needs care. I mean, these are all really important kingdom of God things. And so I want to affirm them and say, let's keep going. And if you have ever felt like you had to shrink down what your calling could be because it didn't seem holy enough, then that's probably just some other voice. It's probably not God's voice. It doesn't sound a lot like him to me. So let's affirm those callings, and let's really run after it.
That's good.
All right. That's good. Good little conversation there. Thanks to everybody who chimed in and everything. And man, it's just good to talk about the Lord and calling, and let's keep pressing in. It's, you guys are at this age where it's kind of a fun, exciting time where you get to discover who you are. And it's only going to happen more and more. So let's keep pressing in together on that. All right. Well, it's time for a showdown, because we've been doing these competitions, and I don't have a really good record at this point. Isaiah has been dominating me as of recent. I believe that I'm 1 for 4. So here we go. Tonight we have another competition coming to you with an extreme punishment. And so tonight we're going to be doing a quiz about The Office. Another Jeopardy quiz is coming at us, and The Office is a wonderful show. We are not endorsing everything that's in The Office, but it is a very funny show with really funny characters. And so Isaiah and I are going to be going head to toe. We're going to be going head to toe in Jeopardy tonight.
Oh my husband.
Yeah, we're going to be competing head to head. And thank you, Jade. Thank you for believing in me. I'm going to put that up actually. because I need some people who believe in me.
Actually, you're winning in the poll. What are you talking about?
Instagram.
I think you've won multiple Instagram polls.
Yeah.
The people have believed in you.
Instagram doesn't work.
I believe it is a you problem.
I'm winning this. You can't see that. 82% to 18. I don't feel 82% confident right now, so we're gonna see what happens. But without further ado, we have another pair of volunteer leaders coming on to give us this game. So y'all, please welcome Michelle and Clayton in the house.
What's up?
What's up?
What's going on?
Party.
Are y'all ready to be Alice Trebek tonight?
Yeah.
Michelle is driving right now. This is amazing.
Yeah, Michelle, are you driving? Are you currently driving right now?
Yeah, I'm driving right now. I'm coming back from College Station. I was here for the past couple of days.
Awesome. Well, please don't get in a car accident. We want you to be safe. We're so glad that you jumped in with us, and you're getting some love in the comments here. We got Lily saying, "My people." Ian said, "What's up?" So we got some love here for
what's going on.
It's fun to see you guys. But yeah, so any personal updates? What's going on in y'all's lives?
Michelle, you want to go?
I spent 5 hours today doing Spanish. That was not that exciting.
Oh, muy bueno.
Feel a little bit more fluent.
That's awesome. Love it. Clayton, what about you, man?
I've just been working every day. I've been with my roommates and just skateboarding and longboarding and just living the 20s life, you know?
Nice.
Being active as can be.
I think that I've gotten on top of a skateboard like maybe 3 times in my life, and none of them ended well.
No, I've fallen every single time. But perseverance gets me up.
Well, I applaud your perseverance because I gave up. So, all right. Well, here we go. We're gonna just jump in here and do this. And so, Clayton, I'm gonna go ahead and put your screen up here. Let's see if we can all see it. Yeah, look at this awesome Jeopardy board here. And so the way it's going to work is that we are going to call out which category we want. Our call is going to be our name. So we're going to yell out our name. And Clayton, I guess you're the ultimate judge on who actually said it first. And then we're going to see what happens. We've even got a nifty scoreboard on there this time. So, all right. Are we ready? Isaiah, do you feel ready?
I'm ready.
You feel ready to lose?
I don't know about that, but I am ready.
Isaiah's a little confident in his office trivia knowledge, so
I'm very confident.
All right. Let's do this. Isaiah, because you're so confident, I'll let you go first.
Okay, let's do Pam and Jim for 500.
Oh,
500.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Home. Let's see. Let's get this going. Pam said she was naming her second born.
Isaiah. Michael Scott.
Michael Scott?
Yeah.
No. Should I click the space bar?
Yeah. That's
yeah, he's going to the bar.
Oh,
Great grandfather. Does that mean he goes negative?
Yeah.
I don't know if that scoreboard goes negative, but I'll write that down. Don't you forget it.
There you go, negative 500.
Ooh, maybe I'm going to win this by just not answering. All right, Isaiah, I guess you go again. Is that how it works?
I think how you go is if Isaiah clicked Pam and Jim for 400 and he didn't get the right answer, or someone can steal it, I think.
Oh, okay, then I'll pick one.
Okay.
Here we go. Let's do lines for 100.
Okay. Blank is next to godliness.
Graydon. Oh shoot, I don't remember this. I just have to say cleanliness because I don't remember.
Yeah. Isaiah, do you have a steal?
It's next to godliness. What does he say? I don't know this episode. I'm thinking about the episode. I don't want to steal. I don't want to risk it. I don't want to risk it.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll just forgiveness.
Forgiveness. Wow, he's preaching the gospel to us.
So does no one go negative?
We're negative 100. So this is really going really well, guys.
It's going really bad. Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Let's do managers 100. It's a lot harder than I was thinking.
Oh, great.
Yeah. Oh.
I heard Graydon.
World's best boss.
Oh.
There you go.
Boom. Back to zero. Take that. Let's do managers 200. Let's just run that a little bit. Graydon.
Okay.
Dwight and Andy.
Yep. 200.
Instagram might be right tonight. Managers 300.
Just gonna take all of them.
Oh, Isaiah.
Isaiah.
What is minor?
Bingo.
That's good. That's good. Isaiah, what are we doing here?
Oh, managers 400.
We're going all the way.
Oh, Isaiah.
What is it?
Who is Jim?
Bingo.
Oh man, I don't remember that. Oh gosh.
I'm coming back. I told you.
You're only one column in. Everybody settle down.
Managers 500. Oh, Isaiah.
Yeah, great.
Isaiah.
Gosh! Name.
Name every manager or active manager. Okay, here we go. So we got Michael Scott.
Yep.
We got Andy Bernard. We got Robert California. We got Dwight. Dwight was. We got D'Angelo Vickers. And there was Creed Bratton was also manager. And I think that was everybody, right? No, there's 7. There's one more.
Missing one.
Crap. Jim Halpert.
Did you say that?
No, I didn't say that.
He was co. Yeah, and there's one more, I think.
One more? Okay, hold on. Let me say them again. So I'll make sure I have it. So you got Michael Scott. You got D'Angelo Vickers. You got Creed Bratton. You got Robert California. You got Andy Bernard, Dwight, and Jim Halpert. Is there one more?
There's
Nelly, the manager? She wasn't officially the manager.
Who?
Nelly, the female.
You gotta give us an answer, bro.
I'm going with the answer I just gave.
Okay. You got Michael.
Nelly was. Ha ha!
Dang it!
And
What?
Charles Minor.
She wasn't officially the manager. That was the whole point. The whole point of the
Charles
episode.
Minor. You also missed Charles Minor, I think.
No, you said probably.
Oh, but you didn't say Nelly. I knew that it was Nelly. That's a negative 500, bro.
Oh man. Graydon.
All right, let's do lines 200. I'm gonna be horrible at lines.
Oh, I got it. Isaiah.
Isaiah.
Ancient butt.
Yep.
Oh wow.
Isaiah.
Let's do which episode 100.
Yeah, I just finished it.
Oh, Graydon.
Graydon.
Is this asking like I don't know the title of the episode, but
That's what it is. That's asking for the title.
Yeah.
the title.
Yes, I was asking for it.
Woo! I honestly have absolutely no idea. I know the scene and what happens, but I don't know the name. So
Isaiah, do you have a steal?
Do I lose points if I get wrong on the steal?
Yeah.
yep.
Okay, well then no.
Do y'all want to come back to it or just like leave it
No, I'm not. I'm never gonna know that.
weight loss?
Oh,
Loss.
great! That's great.
That's a good episode.
That was a good episode.
Let's do. I'm avoiding Dwight and Jim because I feel like Graydon knows a lot of those. So let's do.
I'm scared. This is hard.
Let's do Pam and Jim 100. I'll get some points back. Oh, crap! Jim's favorite drink.
Graydon.
Okay.
Is it grape soda?
What is grape soda?
Booyah!
Oh, I was gonna say that. I
didn't know I knew that. Oh, by the way, let me just, because we're about halfway through here, let me just pause. I don't think we shared the punishment for the night for the loser. So here's the punishment: is that whoever loses has to make a cardboard sign that says "I am a loser," and they have to go out on the street tomorrow and hold it up to cars driving by. And we have to document this with video that we'll be posting later. So that's what's on the line here. So these are really important. All right, let's keep going. Which episode is that? Every question going to be the title?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
So don't do those.
I'm staying away from that. Pam and Jim 200.
You seem to know these. Oh, Isaiah.
Graydon.
Okay.
It's mixed berry. What is mixed berry?
I don't know my name.
What did you say?
I started to say Isaiah.
Okay, let's do Pam and Jim 300. Oh, Isaiah.
I can't think of one.
Pickle. What is pickle? Who is pickle? He says pickle in the episode where the snowball fight with Dwight.
Yeah.
He thinks that that's one of the names.
Okay. Oh, and Swiss cheese.
Pickle or Swiss cheese. It says name.
Or yeah. I'll give you it.
That's sweet.
Oh man.
Boom.
Just took the lead.
Hey, let's do. Oh, I feel like it's gonna be so hard. Pivot Jim. No, I don't want to do it. I don't want to lose it. But no. Let's do Dwight and Jim 100. Oh my gosh! What was
easier than you think?
What was their
Graydon
name?
Okay.
Schraupert. I don't know. I can't remember.
Schraupert? Close.
Oh, that's not Schraupert. That's Rupert. That's different.
That was close.
So close. But yet, so far. All right. Let's do which episode 200? Oh crap. Attempt to punch Jim.
These are hard.
Yeah, these are hard. Does Roy attempt to punch Jim? What is the name of the episode? What is going on in that episode? Is it the speech? I don't think it's the speech.
Is that your guess?
That's my guess.
The speech. Negotiation.
Oh,
Negotiation. I'm not gonna get any of those. All right, let's do Pam and Jim 400.
Oh man.
Graydon.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, come on.
I know this one. I'm so happy. I'm so happy that I know this one.
Oh my gosh. No, why did I
really
say that?
I'm so happy that I know this one.
It's been 2 years since I watched The Office. It's an old lady name, and I can't remember. I feel like it's like Olivia. I don't know.
Olivia's not an old lady name.
No, it's not that. I don't know. I can't remember.
Okay. The correct answer is Cecilia Halpert and Philip Halpert. That is the correct answer.
That is correct.
Dang it.
Only because your grandma's name is Cecilia. So the only reason you think that.
Okay. Does he lose points for that or no?
No. You just get positive.
Oh, I just told him. Okay, that's right. Let's do lines 300. And that's how Michael Scott blanked his destiny. What? What kind of
I was not ready for this quiz.
what obscure line is this? Oh my gosh. What is
on with the theme this week?
Just think of it as like, and that is how Michael Scott blanked his destiny. Like, think of that tone.
Say again?
And that is how Michael Scott blanked his destiny.
Oh, Isaiah. What? And that is how Michael Scott proved his destiny? I don't know. Seal.
Oh, wow. I need you to miss more questions, Isaiah.
Go ahead, Graydon.
Okay. Dwight and Jim, 200.
Isaiah. That Jim, he said that the bestest Mitch needs to be older than Dwight, and since Jim is younger than Dwight, that's why he couldn't be the bestest Mitch, and that's where Michael Scott shows back up to the office. Watched that episode so many times.
Wow. I didn't watch that episode again because it was so sad.
It's a sad episode. It makes me cry.
Very sentimental.
Very sentimental. Let's do Dwight and Jim 300.
I'm going to be standing on a curb tomorrow, I know.
And I'm going to have to video it. Come on, y'all.
I can put on this.
Graydon!
Isaiah.
The party planning committee.
PPC, come on! PPC!
Oh, he's taking it away.
What I actually
You
know.
need to learn your name, sir.
Oh my gosh. I can pretty much go anywhere right now on this board, and I should still be okay.
Okay.
I have 800 points. If I miss it, I still am above you. So let's do which episode 300. These are the crazy ones. Isaiah. Isn't the episode called Hot Girl? Who is Hot Girl? What is Hot Girl?
Oh my gosh, how do you remember this? Episode names? I don't know episode names.
Oh, he's pulling away.
You're not a true Office fan if you don't know episode names. Let's do which episode 400? Isaiah.
Graydon!
Isaiah.
What is dinner party?
Every time I actually know it, I don't say my
I don't
name.
know your name.
You're standing on a curb, oh boy. You're standing on a curb. I love it. Okay, which episode 500? Isaiah. I think this episode is called Money. I think it's when, Michael and Jan are arguing about money or something.
I didn't even miss that.
I have 2,000 points and you have 200.
You have to get all of these correct in order to win.
Yeah.
I
All
was
right.
making a comment.
So you need to just say your name every single time, no matter what.
This is the clinch right here.
All right, here we go.
Or to tie it.
Line 400. Oh, this is hard. Oh, Isaiah.
Graydon!
Clayton, who'd you hear first? Who'd you hear first,
I
Clayton?
gotta be honest, I heard Isaiah.
No!
It's the I that I hear first.
The Finer Things Club.
That's not fair. His name has a better syllable. Oh my god.
Told you just say your name no matter what.
Oh, I didn't pull it out of the car yet.
Well, Isaiah wins.
Yeah, you won. That was the clinch. I can't beat you now.
But let's keep playing for funsies.
All right. Yeah, it's really fun for you.
Should I just let you answer these last ones even though you won't win?
No, I don't probably know the answer to them.
Okay.
I don't know the answer to you know too.
Lines 500. Oh,
great.
I heard Graydon.
Manager.
Nope. No, not the answer. The answer is
no
manager.
Oh yeah. I remember that part actually.
Oh man.
Injury.
Oh man. Dwight and Jim 400. Man, the only problem that Dwight asked Jim for advice on. Oh, I know. Isaiah. I believe that it has to do with Angela breaking up with him, and they were sitting there and they had to talk about things. So Angela breakup.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Pour it on, man.
Oh, the only prank Dwight ever played on Jim.
I remember that this happened, and I don't remember what it is.
The only prank Dwight ever played on. It was the snowball episode. I just said it. It was with the snowball that like hit him in the face.
Oh yeah.
The demonic.
Yeah, and with the demonic snowman. Yeah, I totally know.
Wow.
That was
Watch that episode.
With a score of 3,800 to 200.
Oh gosh, Graydon got murdered.
There's been a murder.
a murder.
Of his position as youth pastor. This is great ammo. Great ammo.
There's been a murder in Savannah.
Cannot win.
Wow.
All those people who said that I didn't know The Office more than you did. That is crazy.
They clearly don't know.
They don't know.
I should have trained. I should have watched the whole series today when we decided.
Valuable work hours you could have been towards that.
Also, I'm looking back at these comments, and there's some people disappointed in me. Wow. Come on, Graydon. Graydon, you're failing me. Oh, wow.
Okay, so
Graydon, I'll be visiting your apartment. What are you going to do? You're going to fight me? Because I lost the office quiz? Oh, my gosh. Wow.
Oh, man.
I'm very, very sorry. Maya wanted to come out on the right side of history here and say ready for you.
Well done, Isaiah. Well done, Maya.
Wow. Well, tomorrow I'll be out on the street where I belong with a cardboard sign letting Fort Worth know that I am a loser. I'm hoping that I might get some money out of this, but we'll see. So we'll find out tomorrow, and we'll post a video and make sure everyone gets to see that at my wonderful punishment. And I will try to let you know where I'll be just in case you want to come by and heckle me. So
please let me know where you are going to be.
And what time?
I will. We can do, everyone else has been doing parades for birthdays. Y'all can do a parade for me losing. So that would be awesome.
Yes, please.
All right, guys. Well, I guess it's time to go close this up so I can make my loser sign. And hey, it's been fun. Even if I got crushed, it's all for you guys. It's all for you. And we love you guys. We miss you. Make sure that make sure you share the teaching this morning with a couple of your friends. Make sure you hop on next week. We're going to be talking about how to reach out to your friends who are not Christian. And so you're going to want to see that. Say goodbye to Isaiah's dog. Say goodbye to Clayton, Michelle, me, and Christina.
Lauren.
Bye, guys.
Guys, peace out, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Bye.